Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee with the Kammermeyers. We're Chellie and Mike Kammermeyer. I'll introduce him.
Oh, thank you.
And we're here this morning just to chat about overcoming overwhelm with Reiki and how that can help you. So I want to start, if you're not driving, because other people might listen to this. If you're not driving, I'd like to start with a short meditation. I'm going to just run through the Reiki ideals. So take a deep breath. Once again, if you're not driving, close your eyes. Have your hands in Gasho. And remember, just for today, do not hold on to anger. Just for today, do not hold on to worry. Just for today, be filled with gratitude. Just for today, do your work honestly. And just for today, be kind to every living thing. Thank you. So when you're ready, take another deep breath and come back. And that is how I overcome overwhelm.
Perfect.
10 minutes of meditation in the morning. That's how I do it. Mike went to deal with the dogs who are barking.
Yeah.
I'm reminded to be kind to every living thing daily. If I go through those, like even when I'm feeling rushed and I'm in the shower, I will, if I just go through the 5 Reiki ideals and just remember that I just have to deal with today, then, because that's all I can deal with at a time, then that's the way to, just sort of bring yourself back to the moment. And if you can stay in the moment, it's easier not to become overwhelmed. Mm-hmm. So one of my personal tricks is I am a list maker.
Really?
I make lists for him too, but he doesn't really pay any attention to that. But I make lists for myself of like, okay, these are all the things I have to do. And then I kind of sort it out by day. Like, okay, I don't have to do all of this today. I've got this much time and this is the first priority and I'm going to be out. And then I sorted into, first I sorted into, I should back up. I sorted into types of things like if it's computer stuff, I do that all at one time. If it's running errands, I do that all at one time. Like I try to do all the same types of things at the same time. Because, if I think like, oh, we're having people over for dinner and I need groceries. If I can plan a little bit in advance, which if I write it down, it helps me. So that's my little trick of overcoming overwhelm.
What?
Mike gets to talk a little bit about it.
Another way.
How do you overcome overwhelm?
I ask you to date your list. She puts a date on the list and I know how far behind I am.
Yeah. Oh, good idea.
Okay, yeah. That's not it.
Yeah. And we actually share notes on the iPhone.
Yep, cool.
So unfortunately we can share it between us, so I have no excuse. I have to look and she said, here, told you what to get at the grocery store.
Okay, so that's another thing for me to do. The notes in my phone, which I use constantly after the last update, doesn't work. And also send a photograph just stopped working. So one of my things to do, and so I have gotten lost because I keep leaving off today or something with the computer with glitches. It's like, okay, I'll take care of that later because other stuff is more pressing. So the business of prioritizing is something for me to do differently, maybe. And especially these phone things, because you need it all the time.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. Well, I think one of the things that I do when I have, like, if you're going to have to call somebody,
yeah,
and be on hold for a while and you don't know how long,
yeah.
Well, there's some companies now that will just like say, you're 26 in line, do you want us to call you back? So yeah. That's great. Yeah. But that's when I put the phone on speaker and I, put in the load of laundry or whatever.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Or, but yeah.
You can actually maybe try resetting your phone.
Reset.
Do a hard reset. What kind of phone do you have?
An iPhone.
iPhone?
Yeah, it's a 7.
Just hold down your power button and your home button.
Okay.
Until you see the Apple come on, and then release it.
Oh yeah.
And then that will reset everything. Then you can see if it still works for your notes and that.
Didn't. Okay.
You didn't know I knew that, did you?
Technical support on Coffee with the Kammermeyers.
Thank you. I
sometimes
have one new technique to add to your list, because I'm a list maker too, but I haven't been disciplined about it the way you're just talking about it as a discipline. I learned a new discipline yesterday on a web something or other, and that was to begin your discipline before you actually get out of bed. And that's something that I need right now, because we're at the lowest point of the year for me because of the lack of light. And also because of stuff I'm processing. I've been sleeping an extra hour a day. And then I'm still not ready to get up. This morning I was ready to get up because there was going to be coffee with the Kammermeyers. So I had, so I could lay there and feel my purpose for the day. And it was really real and alive. And it got me up and out. And it's hard to get up when you've got a nice warm cat snuggling on you.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but that was really good today. And I won't be having coffee with you every morning. So for me, I need to maybe make the list alive or do something that's really intentional while I'm lying in bed in order to get myself out of bed.
Well, yeah, that works.
Yeah. Another way to avoid overwhelm is to just not do anything.
then you're hiding from him, yes. And then it just becomes more overwhelming.
It does. Yes, it does. I admit. Thank you.
Kind of one of the things you can do too is put it on your calendar.
Yeah.
And then set the alarm on your calendar for like an hour before the appointment time.
Oh, wow.
Then you look at your calendars, because sometimes you forget to look at your notes.
Yeah. Okay. Set alarm on a calendar.
Or you can put your stuff on the calendar, your list on the calendar.
Yeah.
You keep looking at that. You're bound to see it one or the other, right?
Yeah. Well, I like the alarm idea a lot. That's really helpful. I didn't even know.
Then you'll be saying, what is that noise?
Yes. Yeah, well, I have not been setting the alarm so that I can wake up when I'm ready to wake up. But I'm not that ready to wake up unless I really want to do something. And this morning, I really wanted to talk to you guys. So, yeah.
That's
well,
nice.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for doing this.
You and Tiffany, is she still awake?
I'm still here.
Okay.
She's soaking it all up.
She's got a teenage boy. She's got to get up in the morning.
Wow.
Oh yes, my teenager, he has to be at school at 7:30 in the morning
Oh no.
every day. So
Oh.
it's painful.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
my big boy is home and he's still on Texas time. So he's been getting up and doing the school run the last 2 days, which has been
nice.
So you just stay in bed.
well, I wish I could. I still feel, obligated to get up and make lunch and breakfast and do all those mom things that I realize now that my big boy's gone, that they all will flit away really fast.
Yeah, it's easier.
It is, but definitely I have to go to bed with my at least first of the morning intentions clear in my head, because I could sleep. I could just, I love to sleep.
Okay.
And rest.
Yes.
But I have to go to bed knowing what my intention is for the next day, or else I can witter away the day.
Okay.
And I'm a big list maker too.
Great.
Yeah, I find that if I make my list for the next day before I go to bed, that I know, because I'm also not a morning person. That's why coffee with the Kammermeyers is at 10 instead of at like, I don't know, 8 or 9, like a lot of people would think it would be. But or lunchtime, but it kind of loses its coffee with the Kammermeyers thing.
Yeah.
But I find that that just the idea of having it done the night before, that way if I wake up in the middle of the night and think, oh yeah, I have to do this, at least I can just jot it down. And it's not like keeping me awake spinning in my head, because I can do that too. Usually I'm a really good sleeper, but every now and then I wake up and I think about, don't forget you have to, send out an email in the morning to remind people of coffee with the Kammermeyers or something.
Yes.
Anyway.
Of course, it helps if you don't go to bed at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that's true too. I'm kind of a night owl.
I'm a night owl as well.
Were you born at night?
I don't think so. I think I was born in the morning.
Yeah, somebody said once recently that if you're born at night, you're a night owl, and if you're born in the morning, you're an early morning person. And I'm like, I don't think so.
I don't think
that's
so either.
accurate.
No.
Okay, I'm going to throw that idea away.
Yeah.
Well, I thought that was true for a long time, but I did a webinar on sleep hygiene. I mean, I didn't do it. I took it on sleep hygiene, and he categorizes people according to when they like to go to bed and get up. So I discovered from that going to bed early wasn't working for me, because my body doesn't really cool down until 11 o'clock or later. So when I started staying up till 11 o'clock or later, I started sleeping a lot better.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But I was born at 4:30 in the morning. So for all these years, I thought I was a morning person. I was a morning person until a while ago.
Till you get tired.
Exactly. Yeah. And now I just want to rest some more.
So besides the holidays, what are things that overwhelm people? Or maybe you see with your clients.
Yeah. The website is overwhelming. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of stuff. So getting in gear to be a coach is overwhelming, because there are so many pieces to that. So I have piles of paper, sort of categorized, as things come in, I add paper to the pile. But what I have not done is work out for myself a daily routine. And I wondered if I need to do that, because part of what there is important for me is continued self development, maybe, you know, like things cross the desk, which are webinars that I want to take or are helpful to take. And some of them are involves the business and some of them are just for me. And yet it's also easy to pass by stuff that's just for me, to sign up for something and not do it because it's just for me. So that's one of the struggles in prioritizing, putting the just for me's in at a reasonable pace. Yeah.
Well, I have an opinion on that. Would you like to hear it?
Yes.
If you're going to be a coach,
Yeah.
First of all, you need to take care of you. And second of all, people come to coaches because of their knowledge.
Yeah.
So the more you learn for you, the more you'll be better for your people.
Okay.
And if you're better for your people, then you can, that's how, I mean, that's sort of how I justify, like,
okay,
oh, I want to take this class and it has nothing to do with Reiki. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
I'll be better at understanding people because of X, Y, Z or whatever. So it has helped me with that.
That is true. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yes.
Like the saying goes, you can't pour from an empty cup. So if you're going to be giving and giving to other people, you have to make sure and take that time for your own care and your own benefits, because then that makes you more equipped to share with others.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. And Mike was talking about this something this morning that I think overwhelms a lot of people, that we don't really, a lot of people maybe don't even talk about, and that's Reiki and grief, or overwhelm and grief.
Yeah.
And how.
Yeah, especially this time of year. I mean, if you lost a family member this year, and this is the first Christmas without them, you know, I mean, it really tugs at your heart. And I think I went through that with my mother, and I think the thing that I thought of is to, you know, just think of the good times you had and all the stuff we used to do around Christmas. And my mother was, what did we call her?
We called her the godmother.
The godmother, because she had there's like 20 or 30 great grandchildren and all that. And she had managed to get them all together for a Christmas party, which was like herding cats.
Yeah.
You know? So, and those were the fun times. It was crazy, but it was fun. And, you know, we send Reiki to it, you know, where you try to maintain your calm and think of the good times and don't be sad all the time or get down in the dumps. So it's a matter of, you know, just life. But trying to recognize what it is that's really holding you back or making you feel that way, you can work on that. I know it's easier said than done, but, you know, it's Reiki helps.
It does. And the idea of sending Reiki to yourself in an hour or something like that is another piece that I want to build in. The Reiki ideals are a wonderful piece. When you went through them this morning, last time I was at coffee with the Kammermeyers, the ideals were part of it. And I realized that I wanted to build them into my day, but I haven't done it yet. So I have another chance to do this again, because the experience this morning was just right. For everyone, there was a nagging hook that I could let go. It was really cool, very helpful. So building Reiki into my life is something that I'm still working on.
Well, we're all working on it.
We're all working on it. Sure.
Yeah. I mean, you know, there's days we get up and I'm like, oh, I have to get moving, and I'm on the road and going to see clients, and I feel kind of, you know,
Yeah.
gee.
Yeah. Yeah.
And You know, I think a lot of that has to do with when I don't take, you know, when you don't take that 5 minutes.
Yes.
It can impact like 24 hours.
Exactly. That's true. Yes.
Yeah.
So.
But anyway, that was one thing that I was seeing that could overcome, you know, the grief or the, that's a nice ring you have.
Oh, sorry.
Pretty. Oh yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, let's see the ring again. That was too quick.
I'm enjoying the Christmas.
Like your tree.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good spot to be sitting there by the tree and the piano. Looks
Yeah.
very cozy.
It's a cozy spot. Yeah. Yeah.
It looks like a real tree, is it?
It is.
Oh.
It is. It smells good too.
There you go.
Yeah, sure.
Nice.
Just send
Thank
you
you.
some.
That helps.
You know, that's another thing is picking your, that just reminded me, picking the things that are really important during the holidays. Like for some people, it's, you know, going to a play or going to see, you know, the Nutcracker or whatever, making sure you do that. Like for us, I always, even though we go away for Christmas, typically, I used to just like wear myself out decorating the house for Christmas. Mm. And I wasn't going to be home to really enjoy it on Christmas.
Wow.
And so all of a sudden, like in the last couple of years, I thought, well, I'll just put a few things up so that I am not like feeling like Scrooge.
Yeah.
But I don't have to spend 2.5 days setting up a snow village and a Christmas tree that we're not even going to be here for.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's another thing, I think, to just remember that you can choose you can pick and choose from the holiday traditions.
Yeah.
I think that with Reiki and meditation, it allows you to find that space to be true to yourself. And whether it's dealing with the overwhelm of everything you feel like you should be doing at the holidays, and then you add in, like you said, the grief or dealing with loss, you know, you tend to say, oh, I should feel this way, or I should do this. But if you stop and you allow yourself to apply the Reiki principles and be just right here in this moment, and if you can meditate on that, sometimes it can allow you to have clarity and know what really is the highest priority. Yeah. And I think that's been the biggest benefit for me as I've gone on my Reiki journey, and just being able to tap into that intuitiveness and understanding of what's really necessary for you in that particular moment.
Thank you. That's what I was trying to say. You articulated it very clearly. Thank you.
We're trying to think of the Christmas spirit, what we were doing. And last night till 1 o'clock this morning, we were wrapping presents and getting ready to ship to Alaska.
Oh, yeah.
Normally we just send gift cards.
Oh.
But that doesn't feel like Christmas, right? Especially when you have, you know, our youngest grandson up there is 10 and the oldest is 14.
Yeah.
Granddaughter. So we have to send them something, right?
Yeah.
So we bought all this stuff instead of just sending the gift card. Well, we included the gift card too. So we're really behind the 8 ball. So we're sending, you know, a couple $100 worth of postage.
Yeah.
For stuff that probably cost $100.
Yeah.
But still.
But it's the idea it's a present and it wrapped.
Yes.
You know, so.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like, you know, we'll just deal with it next month, you know, type of thing. So send Reiki to it.
Yeah.
It'll fix it.
Good.
So it does feel kind of weird not having Christmas lights up on the outside of the house. And we used to do that all the time. And now we go up to Oregon pretty much every year. So we don't do that. I figured I'm just going to have a yard sale before Christmas to sell Christmas lights.
Good idea.
10,000.
You know what? I love the Christmas lights.
Uh-huh.
He usually, like if you were up in space, you'd be able to say, "Oh, there's the Kammermeyer's house."
Oh.
True.
Not quite like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
I don't like that. Oh.
But anyway, this year we didn't do it, and
so we finally got our son in Oregon, though, that is putting Christmas lights up on the house.
Okay.
His house.
Okay. So
we're working on him.
Yeah.
know.
That's good.
I'm going to kind of just take a box of Christmas lights each time we go up.
Good idea.
And then he'll eventually say, "What are all these lights doing in my garage that I can't get into?"
Yeah.
We got rid of all of our stuff.
That's good. Yep.
There's a guy down the road that from us here that decorates the house every year, his house, and he has cutouts and LED lights. I mean, it's a beautiful display on his house, and he does it every year. And Chellie wants to stop by there and give him a gift card to help pay for his light bill during Christmas time, because he's,
they're so pretty.
They're so pretty, and he does it. Yeah, I'm sure he just does his heart. He's an older guy, and
like your age.
Well, my age.
Well, I didn't do lights either. I have a Moravian star it's about this big with a light in it that I hang outside the front door. So that's not much, but it works for me. This year I didn't do it because we've had 100% of rain since Advent. I woke up this morning. When I first woke up, it was clear, but now it's a heavy fog with water dripping. So I'm feeling a little forlorn not having a light out, but I don't. Maybe Reiki helps you live through whatever you need to do when you're doing what you need to do, which is not put out a light. Yeah.
Our traditions completely changed up this year because we usually do all of our decorations on Thanksgiving weekend. We go get the tree the Saturday or Sunday after Thanksgiving. And this year we were all in Austin. Since my son couldn't come home for Thanksgiving, we decided to go there. And we had a wonderful time. And I bought him a little tiny Christmas tree, and we put that up in his apartment so that we could still do our tradition of putting a tree up together on Thanksgiving weekend. But then we came home, and the next weekend we were all just so kind of sad because it wasn't the normal traditions, and we haven't put our lights up outside yet. And I mean, we do have the tree up, so that's good. But the whole time we put it up, my younger son and I were like, "Oh, we miss Ben," and those kind of things. Like, as life changes, I think, we keep thinking it should be this way, and we have to learn to accept where things are right now, and that's not always easy.
Yeah.
Not always easy, but certainly another way that we can just draw in the Reiki energy and tap into that to help us find that level space to be in.
Yeah, and it's I mean, even Reiki is evolving. So it doesn't, everything changes.
Yeah.
So, looking at what you want to keep and what you want to change, and what, all the different just different traditions that you can do that are, new and fun.
Yeah.
Or, the different things you can do that are new and fun.
Yeah.
And I think that we don't realize how much we change, and that we're tapping into a different level of energy if we're in tune with that. and we still kind of try and hold on to the past, when if we were able to freely let go, we'd be able to move forward so much more deeply and more intuitively.
And easily. It would flow. Yeah.
Ease and flow. Yes, those are my words. Ones I look for every day.
So I'm pretty sure our next Coffee with the Kammermeyers is going to be, what are you going to do with this decade?
Oh.
Okay. I was thinking the other day, like, where were we 10 years ago?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
When 2010 rolled in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wow. What enormous change.
Yeah, lots and lots of changes. So
go back to 2000, when the what was that?
Y2K.
Y2K, the lights were going to go out and everything was going to blow up. And I remember driving down the road towards Clayton.
Yeah.
Trying to get home before midnight so the stoplights wouldn't all go out or something.
Oh dear. Oh no.
And
I mean,
guess what? We're still here.
Yes, we are.
Here and better than ever.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, 20 years ago.
Twice the speed.
I think fear of the future really holds us back too. And if we can overcome that with accepting of the presence, that's a big way that Reiki can help us.
Yeah.
So that is part of being just for today.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
Very good, Elizabeth.
Well, I got it all
right.
Yeah.
How are you? Good.
Okay, I'm gonna mute her until she's done with whatever conversation she's on.
The doorbell, wasn't it?
Yeah, somebody popped on at the end. So does anybody have any ideas of things that they, any other ways that you can overcome overwhelm, or any things that are overwhelming you? Tiffany?
I definitely think good breathing exercises. It just helps you just clear out like the negativity and the self-talk that sometimes gets in the way of moving forward and being in that place of ease. So good deep breathing techniques always help.
Oh,
I like the suggestion.
Part of the thing about the ideals was be kind. So this is what we've done for our drivers that drop off Amazon and stuff like that.
Nice.
I did the same thing. I did the same thing.
Chips, candy, water bottles.
Yeah.
In fact, I saw some guy out there last night. The light wasn't on. I said, somebody around our door, and they're digging around, and I realized I saw a UPS truck out front.
Oh.
And a guy was digging through getting some candy. And one guy came up and even thanked us.
He knocked on the door and said, can I take a picture of this for my wife? Because she will be shocked that anybody did this for us.
How cool. Oh, wow.
It's fun to do it.
Yeah.
It is. It's fun to find little unique ways to be kind and give back to people. Definitely.
I love that idea. Wonderful.
Little random acts of kindness along the way.
Yeah. So and then the other thing is like, taking some. I think that one of the things that I'm doing is I'm working on finding something new to learn or do all the time.
Yeah, okay.
To keep my brain active, because otherwise I could start to go into a spin.
Yeah.
So my thing that I'm quite excited about, which nobody will ever see me do, is I signed up and have started taking ukulele lessons.
Oh, you're kidding.
That's so cool.
You should play for him.
No, I'm not going to play for him. But it's
next Christmas you can play us Christmas music after you've got a year of lessons.
I'll have a year of lessons.
Grab your ukulele so you can show it to them that you have one. I think you should play it.
No.
And you know, the other good thing about learning music is it works the other side of your brain.
Yeah.
And I know this that you share some of the same feelings as I do about Alzheimer's, Chellie. And one of the really beautiful things when I went down and saw my mom is that she can still remember the words to all the songs that we used to sing.
Wow.
And my sister has taught her caregivers. So like my mom used to sing the Green Alligators and Long-Necked Geese song about unicorns whenever we would take a bath when we were little girls, and she put our hair up in soapy unicorns, you know, when we would have bubble baths and everything. And so my sister taught her caregivers how to sing that song to her when it was shower time, because my mom was so feisty about it.
Oh.
And anyway, it just reminds me how much that music and that energy that comes with the music sits within us in a totally different way. So I applaud you for learning some music. And it will stick with you, I know.
Well, and I think the other thing is that it's working both sides of your brain doing different things. Like your one hand is doing one thing while the other hand is doing something else. So my theory is it's going to help with all of my cognitive remembering stuff.
It definitely will. Definitely will.
Really like the idea.
Yeah, and it's not a very expensive instrument unless you have to go to Hawaii to buy one, which I went to Hawaii and bought one.
Oh.
We went into this into the shopping center, and they had free ukulele lessons.
Okay.
Ukulele or ukulele?
Ukulele.
Yeah, okay.
Well, in Hawaii they call them ukulele.
Okay.
And so I said, oh, this is so fun, I'm going to get one. So when my sister and I my sister was with me, and we went into the store to buy one, and I said, did you have fun? And she said, yes. And I said, are you going to get one? She said, nope, I'll take yours when you don't practice it. So what I ended up doing was, so it's been over a year, and I thought, oh, I better get with it, or she's going to be thinking that she's going to get this. So I decided it was time. Just one day I just signed up for lessons. And
good for you.
So we'll see how it all goes. And FYI, my dog does not like my practicing. I have this little thing, which is new from when I learned piano years ago. It tells if a note is in tune.
Oh, good.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it's got this little thing, and it just goes. And so I was tuning my ukulele, and Linus started barking.
Oh.
And I was like, dude, you are at F sharp. You could it picked up his barking.
Oh.
I said, no wonder it's so annoying. It's a sharp.
Oh my heavens.
Yeah. So, well,
I think embracing things that help us grow and expand and just feel joyful. I think that's something that I gave up over the last decade, was just like it was all business, and trying to move forward to the future. And I think you just have to find those joyful things to add to your life to really connect to the energies that feed you, that feed your soul.
Yeah. Well, that's what, I mean, I'm telling you, I haven't had this much fun. And I mean, I have fun. My life is fun, but this just makes me smile. Like I'm happy when I'm doing it.
That's so cool.
You know, I would highly recommend it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm still sitting here saying, oh, but I don't have time to have fun.
Sure you do. When you're asleep, you know, just get up earlier.
You gotta put it on the top. You gotta prioritize it to a higher space on your list.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that when we tap into that energy of things that bring us joy, it expands us to the point that we have more time.
Yes.
To do things. If we're constantly in a mode of, you know, mentally draining all work and the pressure and the frustration and all of that, that we're tapping into the wrong kind of energy.
You got that. Yeah.
And we can open ourselves up to so much more by allowing ourselves that that joyfulness and that type of energy.
Right.
And then here's something that I have no proof without it works. I sit and I do this. I have my hands like this, and with two fingers. And I go like this. And I have this visual of that it expands time. I have no idea if it works, but I'm telling you, when I'm running late to go to an appointment or something, if I start doing this while I'm driving, things like lights turn green.
The C parts.
Like things start to open up. Like if there's bad traffic, I do that. And it's the weirdest thing.
I love it.
Well, it's
so I would love it if you guys would report back if it helps you or if it's just like a mental thing for me. I don't know.
I bet it's just another way that you send Reiki out.
It could be.
It could be.
This is just your intentional sending of energy that opens things up, you know, and like you're sitting there intentionally saying, I need more time, and then you're just sending it out that way.
Yeah,
I'm going to try it.
Yeah, okay.
That's wonderful.
I love it.
Thanks.
Mike, so one time I was doing this while we were driving.
We were stopped
in traffic,
in front
and I was kind of like going more like this, like I was like trying to clear a path.
Yeah.
We were stopped on the highway, and the guy in front of us
raised his hands up, goes like
he thought I was telling him to move.
Yeah.
Mike was like, I think I'm gonna get beat up because you're trying to expand time.
To be like the big guy with the bald head and tattoos all over getting out of his truck.
No.
With a baseball bat, you know, so.
Oh, that's so funny.
But it was funny. She was going like this, and he said, I can't go anywhere.
Like, no, sorry, not you.
Yeah.
She talks with her hands all the time.
I do.
Well, I think it's fun to talk to somebody when you're stopped in traffic, to have that human exchange. We can't do anything about this, can we? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, do your.
So Elizabeth, remember when I did the thing at the retreat where I go like this and I, go like that?
Yeah, like that.
Yeah. So that's a whole nother thing, Tiffany. But when I was showing Mike that the first time we were stuck in traffic in Portland, like we had, I think we had the
4 lanes.
4 lanes. We had been sitting there a long time. I start doing this weird thing that I do, and the people next, and Mike couldn't do it.
I have my fingers up my nose and everything trying to do it. They're all laughing.
People are laughing at this.
I said, you try it.
And so we all rolled down our windows, and then we were all talking to each other because it was like 3 lanes of traffic were like stopped, like to the point where there must have been some horrible mess because on the freeway in Portland, we had our car turned off.
Oh.
It was that bad.
Yeah, we just
sat there,
turned it
we
off
just
and
turned off
waited.
the car
Yeah.
because we were sitting there that long.
Wow.
So anyway, but we have definitely gone off topic this morning.
Well, but we're reducing the tension that overwhelm brings.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel very untense now. Thank you.
Good.
Good.
I think connecting with other like-minded people that you know share with you the same thoughts and feelings is a really good way to overcome the overwhelm.
Yeah. Sharing it just spreads it out then. Right.
You know, one thing you do is just think of ways to do it. You know,
Exactly.
to overcome it when you're, just do Reiki and then think about it and say, well, I could do this, I could overcome that.
Yeah.
Your son being gone, your other son can say, now you have to step up and do twice as many balls on the tray. You get to do his chores too while he's not here.
Yeah. No, I had to remind him that just because brother was home doesn't mean that he's off garbage duty.
Oh, yeah.
And we got home from school and somehow the garbage cans were already out.
Wow.
Oh, magic.
Nice.
Yeah.
Big brother magic. Yeah.
Wow.
That's nice.
No, it's good. I think if you surround yourself with love and good energy and connecting with people, it's definitely, if you put the focus on that rather than the things and all the things you should do.
Yeah.
It's that energy can help sustain you.
Yes.
Yeah, I think there's a Colleen Benelli. There's one, and I'm having trouble remembering exactly which one it is, but there's a Reiki symbol that's for Karuna that she says heals the shoulds and turns them into coulds. Instead of saying, I should do this, you could say, I could do this.
Okay.
And that changes like your whole mindset.
Absolutely.
I like that.
So
I could do that, but I don't have to.
Yeah. I could.
I could do that.
I could not.
I want to, so I will.
Yeah, if I want to, I'll do it. If I don't want to, then okay, I'll do something else.
Oh, I like that. The should to could.
Yeah. Well, it's been about an hour, and it's been wonderful talking to you guys.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Everybody else.
It's been a lovely hour. Thank you.
A wonderful time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I have to, get moving because I have a ukulele lesson pretty soon, so I gotta go.
Good.
And I have a list to take care of.
Yes, he has a list.
Send Reiki to my list for me, will you please?
Great.
I will.
All right.
Well, thank you guys. Have a wonderful holiday. Merry Christmas.
You too, and happy birthday, Chellie. I know it's your birthday month too.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh,
Yeah, we're still shopping for her. Okay,
All right. Merry
everybody.
Christmas, everybody.
All right.
Happy
Merry
New Year.
Christmas.
Bye.